Bhagavan had already written many verses and teachings like Who Am I and Self-Inquiry. Some of the scholarly devotees wanted everything to be collected and brought out as the collected works of Ramana Maharshi. They gathered all the Tamil works of Bhagavan and sent it to the press. But a preface still needed to be written. Muruganar and Nathanananda were both Tamil scholars, but they backed out saying, "How are we qualified to write a preface to Bhagwan's original writings?" There was much hesitation in the ashram, and the preface was thus pending. One day, TKS came very late at night from the town. When he entered the hall, Bhagwan told him, "Why don't you write the preface yourself?" He was shocked, but he knew that whatever came out from Bhagwan was the truth and a commandment. He said, "Bhagwan, how can I write? But with your grace, what is not possible?" Bhagwan said, "Write it. It will come all right." He sat down, looked at Bhagwan, and the writing flowed. When he completed it, he placed it at Bhagwan's holy feet, and Bhagwan read it. Since Bhagwan had read it, TK started to leave. But Bhagwan called him back. "Come, why have you said it is hoped? Why not say it is certain?" So saying, he effected one change in the last sentence of the preface. It is hoped that Sri Bhagwan's grace in the form of these collected works will give liberation and bliss to all seekers who take these collected works into their heart. Bhagavan changed "it is hoped" to "it is certain." The Tamil word was Nambugiren, it is hoped. Bhagavan changed it into Thannam. Thannam in Tamil means absolutely certain. After Bhagavan's correction, the preface ended with this assurance: "It is absolutely certain that Sri Bhagavan's grace in the form of these collected works will give liberation and bliss to all seekers who take these collected works into their heart." To this day, there are many who are being guided by this book, and many whose life breath is the collected works of Bhagavan, either in the original Tamil or in translations. My friend, philosopher and guide Arthur Osborne used to swear by the collected works of Ramana Maharshi. My teacher TK is holding Nool Tirattu. The collected works were originally only in Tamil. Arthur Osborne felt that it should be translated into English and made available all over the world. Only a few verses had been translated into English. There was much work to be done, but nobody was assisting Arthur Osborne. It was my teacher TKS who sat along with Arthur Osborne and helped him. When Osborne went home, TKS would dictate to me and I would type it and give it later to Osborne. So it was left to my great good fortune to type out the entire text of this most sacred work. My teacher TKS was also a very good poet in composing Tamil verses. He wrote 6 verses glorifying Sadguru Ramana. When he placed these poems at the feet of Bhagwan, again, Bhagwan corrected only one word in verse 5. Instead of "whose grace is flowing blessing all," he changed it to "whose grace is directed blessing all." TKS explained to me that grace is the divine power always available to all. In the relationship between the teacher and the taught, it is the Guru who helps channelize the grace to be imbibed by the disciple. The change that Bhagwan made was from Payum, is flowing, to Paichum, is directed. What a subtle yet sublime transformation. In 1963, there was a German mystic, Lucy Cornelson, who studied Tamil while staying in Germany because she wanted to translate Bhagwan's collected works from original Tamil to German. She translated it and wanted a verification of it. So she came to the ashram, but nobody helped her. Again, it was TKS who told me she is a mystic, prostrate before her. Lucy became Lucy Ma for me. The collected works in German were verified and perfected with the help of TKS. Though an erudite scholar, he was the epitome of simplicity. Many people did not know about TKS because he was so unobtrusive. Once, when I was typing a long passage dictated by TKS in the office, Duncan Greenlees, a Westerner devoted to Bhagwan's teaching, came in. "What are you typing? May I read it?" I said yes, of course. It was a beautiful passage of Bhagwan's teachings. He said, "Can you tell me who wrote this?" I replied, "My teacher, TKS." "Do you have any more of his writings?" I asked. "I have got 6 or 7 files. Duncan Greenlees pleaded with me, "Will you please give me these files? I will take them and edit them." This much acclaimed book that Duncan Greenlees edited so ably is At the Feet of Bhagwan. When Duncan Greenlees brought the manuscript, he asked me, "What title can we give it?" I suggested that it be called At the Feet of Bhagwan. TKS was very happy and said, "Go and place it at the feet of Bhagwan." I took the manuscript to Bhagwan's shrine. I spent hours with TKS. Most of the time he would be silent. He would take me around the hill or up the hill to Skandashram. Sometimes when he spoke, he would say things of tremendous interest. He once told me, "Ganeshan, when I was with Bhagwan, he once told me Siddha Purushas living in Tiruvannamalai, India and elsewhere in the world all come to Arunachala to go around the hill. Sometimes they come in the form of light." Bhagwan told TKS and some others that he had seen this light. He continued, "If one has true devotion, one can see the light." TKS told me many of us old devotees have seen that light moving around Arunachala. Have a longing, Ganesha, but do not expect, do not put a time frame, do not even say it must be seen, and do not have arrogance. Have complete prayerful humility and it will be revealed. I would like to share with you that I have seen this light not once but 3 times. The first time I was alone and the second time I was with the Japanese group. I was sharing with them that this light could be seen. They sincerely asked me, "Can we also see it?" I looked and it was there. All of them saw it and all of them prostrated before it. The third time was in 2003. It was around 6:30 p.m. when I was going around Arunachala with a group of devotees from Madurai, around 60 of them, Nochur Venkataraman and a few others around the hill. As we were approaching the Panchamukha Darshan spot, we decided to sit on a rock. As we sat, the Madurai devotees realized that it was getting late for dinner at the ashram. Saying so, they left us. I suddenly remembered that T.R. Ramachandran, a close friend of mine, used to chant the Shivopasana mantra, "Sadyojatam prapadyami sadyojataya vainamo namaha," whenever we sat on this rock. I asked Nochur Venkataraman whether he could chant that. He chanted the mantra while we sat there listening to it. Soon after the chant, we prostrated, and as we got up, we all saw the light. So this completely depends on how you are receptive to the grace. And it is the very grace of the God that flows to you and makes you see all these things, which would not be possible otherwise.